Okay, welcome. I'm delighted to introduce our next Connected Women of Influence member, the amazing, the wonderful, the author, Priscilla Stephan, who is the CEO and founder of Soul Fluent LLC. She's also an intuitive business and leadership coach. So, Priscilla, I think all of our members are wanting to know, it's like, can you describe a little more of what you do and what you're all about?
Yes. In short, I combine soul plus leadership and business strategy all into one. And I provide intuitive business strategy and leadership coaching for established service based women entrepreneurs whose businesses are here to change the game in their industry.
Ooh, can you say what does that mean by change the game in their industry? Like what kind of criteria is that?
They probably identify themselves as visionaries, as disruptors, as way showers, as mainstream breakers, in the sense that their business is offering a product, usually a service, that is disrupting the mainstream perceptions and ways and standards of doing things and providing a better solution that supports the environment, supports their business, supports their clients, and supports the planet in a way where everyone wins. And so they're pretty much changing the paradigm or ushering new thoughts and frameworks and ways of thinking and doing things that supports the greater good, not just profit.
I love that you know exactly who your potential clients are and how you fit and they fit you. Can you share just with the members a little more? Like give us, I know you said service-based businesses. Can you kind of maybe give a little bit of a list of the different types of service-based businesses you've worked with, just more from an industry or profession standpoint?
Yeah, I think that I will, and really, I think the key distinction is that they're spiritually driven. They feel like their business is kind of a soul calling for them. And really, it can range the gamut. I have a lady who owns a farm in Vermont, bookkeepers, attorneys, real estate people, coaches, consultants in the areas of marketing, business, leadership, money, um, financial strategists. Um, yeah, it can healers, people who feel that their business is a representation of a calling, a sense of purpose in them that pulls them to create something that they would describe as purpose driven. There's a mission behind what they do. There's a do good in what they're in their creation and the growth of their business.
Mhm.
And it isn't just, it can also take the form of, for example, with the bookkeeper or the attorney, where they have more traditional bookkeeping services, for example, and then they feel this pull through the extension of their work and experience that, I really need to. Oh, I also find myself coaching women on money. I want to create a new branch of my existing business. For example, I do bookkeeping, and now I want to do money coaching, and then that can be a transformational arm of their work, where there's books, workshops, teachings, coaching, mentoring. It could be a membership program. Or I had an attorney who was a divorce attorney, and she decided that after working the traditional route of divorce, which was draining for her and very acrimonious, that there was a better way to uncouple. And so she decided to shift her practice to work with people that were less battle inducing. And also then she also developed a kind of a healing, more mystical, transformational arm of her business. Now she's doing retreats for women lawyers to help them connect to their soul and connect to their intuition, in addition to helping people divorce in a way that there's more mediation, there's more conscious uncoupling, it's less intense. And so they find a way to bring more of themselves to their work. They feel a pull and a call to expand the work that they're doing by, in a way, deepening into the soul and the spirit of the people that they're here to help. So it extends the service suite that they have. It taps into maybe untapped skills that they might have used. It might seem a little bit more unconventional and more unusual than their industry. I have a client who's an attorney for health coaches and medical practitioners, and she talks about the chakras, and so there's a way of combining spirituality and healing and kind of elevation of consciousness to the work that they do that is equally mainstream. And then there's a transformational arm. And sometimes the whole business is like the farm lady. She has a 100-acre farm in Vermont, and she is all about creating the win-win for the children that are educated on the land, for her animals, for her CSA products. And so she's creating a different conversation of like, how do we change the conversation in our industry and farming? So the planet wins, we bring people back to the land, we have discussions about real life issues and, common values and community. So they're elevating the game. Or I have a past client who started a cacao cafe in San Diego, and her truffles, chocolate truffles, are about bringing community and the divine feminine and healing for the planet through really healthy chocolate truffles. So there's an element to doing business with, for profit, and elevating the conversation and being mindful of that supply chain of how do we create what I call a 360 win? Does my business win? How do my clients win? How does the planet win? How does my employees win? How do we create a win-win-win here? What does that require from me as a leader? And how is this going to improve my industry overall? Because we're having greater consciousness and different conversations around what's possible.
That was probably one of the best descriptions I've ever heard somebody do so far. That's pretty good. I want all our members to know. Follow Priscilla on that one, because that's the best. I mean, I've heard you explain who you are and what you do so often, and who you really attract and do and work well with. But that was phenomenal. I think the only other thing that I'd love for our members to know, in addition to that, is what are some of the end results, or the kind of like end game that your clients have as a result of working with you? Because I know you do many things on the coaching side, but what do they get out of the Priscilla Stephan magic?
Thank you. There's inner and outer. We always start with the inner, the soul work. We get them really clear on what they truly desire. And that usually it's there, but then they're like, oh my God, it's too big. How can I do this? What is this going to require? So we work on their own self-leadership. We look internally within. There's an identity shift, to be honest, that happens within them, in their own perception of how they see themselves as a leader, what they think they're capable of, and then really doing the mechanics in their brain and then in their bodies for them to feel safe, to be visible with the vision that they're putting out into the world. So we need to look at unlearning being the bottleneck, letting go of old beliefs from childhood or from conditioning, cultural, or in the business world of the hustle. I've got to do it. I can do it all alone. Just pile it on, And so it's like, well, if we're not doing that, and if you're taking care of your health, and we are making sure that your business reflects your values, time off, time with family, making sure that your business does good and makes you money, and wow, you don't have to work half as much as you thought you did most of the time. Old businesses have cycles and seasons. Some are busier than others.
Right.
So there's a shift in how they perceive themselves, a deep understanding and anchoring of their vision and of what's possible and their ability to actually create it in the world. Then we do the business planning with their soul, with what they truly desire, with that the soul of the essence of their business, what their business wants to create, and then we create the strategy around it. What does that mean in terms of, usually these people have more business than they know what to do with, so we need to look immediately where we can create mental, emotional, and physical time on their calendars for them to have breathing room to immediately begin to have space to work on other things. So we pinpoint kind of where the plates are falling down, right? Where can we start to create room and less chaos? Then we look at their vision and their mission and get them really reconnected, or refining what that really means for them and what it's going to take from them to create that. And that's when we come upon their beliefs, their fears, can I really make this money? Who do I think I am? People are going to think I'm a bitch. To, I don't think I can do this. To, what are my family's going to think? So all the crap that comes along with actually stepping into the vision of what's possible comes to the surface, and we need to work through that. I hold space. We do some energy work. I work in the Akashic Records, where I connect to their soul guides and provide support and affirmation and next steps for the vision, moving them forward. And so a lot of it is kind of the inner excavation of pretty much what got them to this point in business is not what's going to get them to the next point, right? The
Yeah.
survival mechanism, the hustling, the doing all the things by yourself. So now we need to create a sustainable structure for the business to grow without requiring more of their time and energy. So we look at their business model. We look at them, how are they showing up to lead themselves? And then they go, shoot, I've got to lead a team. I'm not sure I know how to do this. What am I going to do? How's it going to work?
Right.
So working through that element. And then there's usually, we're going to add some new offerings and new things, or streamline what they already have, so it becomes more systematized, more streamlined, more efficient. So they're not reinventing the wheel. And so as a result, what happens is that they find themselves working less. They are actually working where they're supposed to be working in their business, and creating content and being visible and speaking and doing their genius stuff,
Right.
and having a small but mighty team to support them. Because what's often people are afraid of is that, well, if I grow, it's going to make me even more exhausted. It's going to cost me a fortune. I'm going to have a big team. And actually, no, we create a sustainable plan of growth and a sustainable structure for your business, where it does not require you to spend more money, to work more hours, to hire a big team, or to throw your health or your sanity under the bus.
That's pretty good. I like that. Woo! Wow, that's a drop the mic right there.
Yeah, it is possible, but I have to hold the vision and see it for them sometimes, because there are fears that we need to slay along the way. And I don't normally like the word slay, but we have to kind of shift that perception so that they can see what's possible. And even sometimes the idea of, like, I don't know what to do with myself if I'm not working all the time. Yeah, well, you need to go enjoy your life. That's what.
You're good. I know, just that was a great explanation, and I get the end result. It's like, what, is there anything that you really wish more people knew about you and what you do in business that maybe you didn't share yet?
Well, when we bring your soul's desires and your calling front and center, and we start with your well-being, and a business that will support your well-being, what matters most to you, the vision you want to create in the world, that provides deep satisfaction and enriching fulfillment, and that allows you to live your life, then magic happens, because it's what I call the yes and. Some people call the both and. I believe you can have a thriving business and an amazing life. And I hold that staunchly and fiercely for every client that I have. And we have to work through the kinks of anything that's getting in the way of that being possible and available for them, because it is. And I do my darndest to help them get to that space, and because we're working with their guides and it's all customized from their soul, the strategies, the next steps are deeply affirming and in alignment and congruent with who they are, their innate talents, and where they want to go next. That's the competitive advantage of the soul. I call it the soul edge.
Mm-hmm.
Your edge in your leadership, your edge in business, is embracing and bringing your soul front and center, and all of you to the table. So you don't dilute your message, you don't kind of hide behind the scenes, you don't tiptoe around the truth, and you don't compartmentalize your message or throw your health and your sanity or what's really important to you under the bus for money, or because that you think that's the only way to get ahead.
Got it. I love it. Okay. I'm going to skip over and we're going to talk about power partners and collaboration partners in CWI, because I want you to think of what are types of businesses or professionals or, service providers, not directly as clients, but those that might be great collaboration partners. Like you could support them, they could support you. What type of businesses would that be, if you can share, please?
Well, yeah. So, in terms of where I tend to refer out, I refer to the more technical aspects of business that I don't specialize in: copywriting, virtual assistant services, bookkeeping, accounting, legal support, all the other elements of business that would support a person, and sometimes also to healers who will do deeper healing, like hypnosis or soul cord cutting or whatever else type of healing, Reiki, or God, there's a million things where the person needs to do deeper inner work or inner child work, for example, that I don't specialize in. So I'm offering both the healing. I refer out the healing as well as the other tactical business elements that someone might need that I don't do. For example, if someone wants to refresh their LinkedIn profile, I'll refer them to someone that helps you write a really good LinkedIn profile, because that's not what my specialty is. My referral partners tend to be business owners who are spiritually and mission driven, and they're usually service based. So it can be other coaches in all different kinds of modalities: business, marketing, leadership, podcasting. It could be people that have groups and organizations of entrepreneurs that want to grow a business without the hustle, without the pushing and striving. There's a desire. Usually people that work with me know other spiritually driven people for whom spiritual development and spiritual growth and a spiritual understanding to their purpose and their calling through business matters. And so that would be the kind of person that usually would come to me. It doesn't matter that they have more traditional sounding businesses like an accountant or a bookkeeper, a lawyer. What's the quality that undermines the depth of resilience to really keep showing up for their work and to make sure that they don't compromise who they are in the process, and they're open to a soulful or more spiritual or energetic approach to business that's not strategy alone.
Love it. Think of CWI members, and that was so awesome in saying what you can do to support and refer out. What are one or two things that CWI members can specifically do to support you and where you want to go in business? Like what can we do to support you and help you?
I am really looking. I would love to start speaking again on stages, and that means speaking to women's groups, women entrepreneurs, women in leadership. Some also fall what they call a conscious business or kind of purpose-driven business
Right.
groups, organizations, companies, podcasts. Referral partnerships, there's always a sense of, oh, you need to meet this person, or I think you'd love this other person. So just I'm really looking to expand my network of other organizations and women in business that have either a purpose driven aspect, a mission driven, or do good aspect or a spiritual aspect to them, and to be speaking on more podcasts and certainly speaking on stages.
Love that. That was very specific. I like that. All right. What's the best? I know we've got your phone number, your email. It's like your social media links that you gave us are in your member directory, but what's the best way, members should reach out and connect with you if they want to get a hold of you?
Instagram, I'm Priscilla Stephan. Facebook, I'm very active there. LinkedIn and my website. But I'm pretty active on those platforms: LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, just to get a sense of a taste of more of who I am and what to do. Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Now the bonus question. It's like, what do you love most about CWI?
I love how committed everyone is to supporting each other and to really growing their businesses with integrity.
Ooh, I like that word. I like the word you used. Such great words. There's innovation. There is soul fluent, which I want you to describe a little bit more before we're done here. But I love that about CWI too. So thank you for that. I want you to look out a year. And, if you think of kind of sharing with members the value, I mean, everybody's looking for something out of CWI. So what kind of value are you really looking for out of CWI, in your time with us? I know you've been a member. I mean, we literally, COVID hit a few months after you became a new member in San Diego, but what, a year out from now will tell you that your time in CWI has been well spent?
Enriching connections, enlivening conversations, uh, deeper sense of connection. And it wouldn't hurt if some opportunities for visibility came out of them, um, as well, in terms of, oh, Priscilla, you should consider this group or this connection or go to this event or something. That would be really nice too.
And you're in Northern California, right? So our members know.
Yes, I'm about 15 minutes north of Sacramento now.
Okay. No, I love this. And then is there anything else I didn't, that you want to share with members that I didn't ask you? Because I know you've got your amazing book that's there right beside you,
Yeah,
Soul
yeah.
Fluent Leadership Business Guide. You want to share with the members what that book's all about?
Yes, I developed a leadership archetype framework. There are 5 archetypes that help you understand your innate soul given gifts for leadership. What are your innate leadership talents and skills, and how to apply them in business. And that's what the book shows you, and like business model, messaging, money, content, and examples of 15 businesses in there that represent 5 of the archetypes. There's the mystic, which is me, the visionary, the strategist, the explorer, and the divine feminine archetypes. And many people are mystics. They're here to elevate consciousness and provide peace, harmony, and well being in the world through their work and their business. And once you truly move through the world, through the energies that reflect your archetype, then just ease and expression and flow and magic and synchronicity happen as a result. When you truly know who you are at your core, the space you take up, the words you speak, the impact that you make, the resonance that you have just are exuded and amplified a million fold, and you stop trying to be someone you're not. And that's really the essence. When you know yourself better, you lead better. And when you understand who you really are, how you show up and lead yourself and your world and your vision and your mission changes for the better.
Wow. Okay, this is one of the most amazing interviews we've had. So take a bow. We are finished. Unless there's anything else you want to share, or leave us on a high note or a positive note or an affluent note, or I'm just teasing you, but a
Yeah.
soul fluent note. Is there anything, you want to say as far as like inspirational as we wrap up?
Yes, I would invite people to take the free quiz, which is 3 minutes to identify your soul fluent leadership archetype. That's PriscillaStephan.com, which you see on the bottom of the screen, /quiz. Or it's just, if you go to the homepage, you'll see it there. There's a big button to uncover your archetype. And there's more information from there, or grab a copy of the book, which is also on my website, print copy, because it's all in color, 8.5 by 11. And my inspiration is simple. You're damn brilliant. Share your brilliance, take up some space in the world, and make no apologies for it.
Oh, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. Okay, we're going to end this. Well done. That's a wrap.